I started photography when I was a kid, in fact. I was very lucky. My father was a pilot, so he was flying to Japan in those days, so I could get them at rock-bottom prices. I learned to process and had a darkroom up in my house, and I worked mainly in black and white when I was young. And then when I went ski racing, I always took my camera because we were going to these incredible places around the world. And I would twist the arm of some of the Austrian ski magazines, said, look, I'm going to Australia, I'm going to Argentina or New Zealand, and I'll bring some photographs back for you and write an article about it. And they didn't have something like that. So that would go towards financing my training. So it was one way of covering some of the costs that I was incurring. When I retired from skiing and I wasn't traveling so much, it wasn't till probably about 12, 13 years ago when the digital cameras started to come out. I bought a small one, which I thought I could put in my pocket and take when I was skiing. It was minuscule and it was very small. But it was just the start to get back into it and enjoy doing that. And because at the same time, I was enjoying exploring and going further afield than just skiing in a ski resort. And since then, I've enjoyed the ability to go around to very interesting parts of the world. It's not unusual that when people go into the mountains, they come back with a better mind and a better spirit. And that's really what I'm trying to capture with the pictures, the human perspective within the mountains. And when you are there, you will come back in a different mind, a better mind and a better spirit. I think what my work is very much about is a discipline that I learned when I was a youngster. And the photograph is very much of the moment. To me, my photographs they take, they're an emotional reaction to a moment that I seen at that time. So it's capturing time. And I try to create images of the world that we live in. The interesting thing that I've learned when I printed for my first exhibition, I had 30 prints. I learned more when I went to see the finished work there than I had for a very long time. The printing of the photographs is really shows you what a good photograph is. What you see on Instagram, what you see on a computer, what you see in a projection or something is not what you see in print. And so the quality of the paper that you use, the style of paper you use, the people that you work with who are doing the printing, that is really what to me defines an image, is the actual printing of the image. And everything else is only part of the process towards the end goal. Yeah, the work I've got here in the gallery is really, it's from the Arctic to the Antarctic. And what I try to capture is sort of the essence of where I've been. In this exhibition, I've introduced a couple of portraits and some wildlife in there, but they're all connected in some ways by water. Snow is a creation of water. The images of the monkeys, they actually bathe in water. They're unique in the world. They sort of sit around like people in a Turkish bath in these Japanese onsens, and that tie I felt has come through in my pictures. It's not about being aggressive or being startling or being impactful. It's actually, from my perspective, being a slightly different direction. There's always one whole everywhere. Things should not be complete ever. Because the more that, if something's complete, then you stop. If something's incomplete, you tend to keep on moving forward, keep on looking. And so you should always be moving forward. You shouldn't be standing still. What I liked about here is the space, because the exhibition runs over 2 floors, and there's 35 pieces of work here, but they're all large. My work is, I would say, big, and you need walls and space around it and high ceilings so that you can actually see that. I mean, when you're actually looking at these images, there's many more things you will see than what you see when you initially see them. So I just hope people will, when they come here, they will just feel a little bit of the excitement, the ability of nature to lift your soul, lift your spirit. And they will then remember to go out and make sure they have a good fix of it.